that way. We think we could do that with Pacheco. Some of the other guys, Cook is doing a good job as a cover guy. Watson is he's not a rookie, but he's a guy, probably could take Kemp's place. We lost like 6 guys. So on special teams, I lost like 6 4-phase players. So we got to replace them with guys. Watson is a guy that might be able to take Kemp's spot in a lot of things. So, and he's doing well on offense, which is important.
Right away, besides
what tells you?
Well,
first of all, they get established on offense or defense like they're a guy, like they're going to be somebody that's in the mix. So then you work in drills and you can see that he's got a sense about geometry, blocking, his knee bend, and then his toughness. You kind of get a little bit of a sense for it, but you get more of that when you go into games and get the full speed tackling and stuff like that. But you can kind of tell when a guy's got it when he doesn't.
Going to be the guy. Do you mean on punt?
I mean, he's on kickoff returns. Yeah, Hardman right now, obviously, and then we're going to try to work McDuffie in and Sky. We need to get somebody else doing it because, if McColl's getting a lot of reps as much as Tyreek did, we've got to cut him back a little bit, and we really need to establish a couple more guys.
You mentioned Daniel and Watts, too, have been around for a while.
Yeah.
How difficult is it?
Watts, you got, other guys that can replace Watts is, it slipped my mind right now, but Bush is a guy that's in there for that. And, who else? Cook I talked about, there's holes everywhere. So, it's going to be something that it is. It's going to be a complete reset. It's going to be tough, and really for us, it's hard to tell what a guy can do in practice because we don't do anything live. It's really the games, So the Bears game is going to be huge for us, and the Washington game's obviously going to be huge for us, and we might be making decisions all the way up to the Green Bay game. So,
Watson said one of the reasons he wanted to come here is because of the emphasis you guys put on special teams.
That's good to hear.
That says that.
He's just got you could just tell it's important to him. You could tell how he is in meetings. You could tell he's a leader. He's not a vocal leader, but he's a leader by example. He's just attention to detail. You could just tell he knows what it's. He knows the importance, how important special teams is. For him as a player. He's not going to be a number 1 or a 2 guy, but he knows how important it is to be a guy on teams. Yeah, that combination is perfect, and he could do a lot of things as far as, he could catch punts too as well, but, he's not a guy that we want to rely on, to take it the distance. He's more of a blocker type guy for us.
You mentioned so many moving pieces on your special teams. You got so many core people gone from last year, but you do have Reese Fountain returning. How beneficial is it for him to have spent time last year?
Yeah, Fountain's a guy that we're going to rely on. Him and Gray, these are carryover guys. Like Gray, he was a 4-phase guy for us, so we're counting on him to be a guy for sure. And he's doing outstanding. Gray, and then Fountain is a guy. Obviously he got hurt, early, late, and then we lost him. But he's a guy that played a lot of downs for us, so he's in the mix too as well. I should have mentioned him as well as Watson. There's a battle. There's a battle over there, and it's going to come down to special teams.
You told us before that you talked to some of the bubble guys that are looking to make the roster. And has anyone stepped up to you as far as asking you those type of questions? I
think I touched on a lot of them. Carter is a guy, a linebacker that he's not a rookie, but he's a guy that he might take Neiman's spot. He might be in that role. Elijah Lee is doing outstanding. He's a guy. He's not a rookie, but he's a veteran. He's got veteran experience on special teams. Counting on him. That's hands down.
We're talking with Tommy a little bit later. What would you like to see from him in this year's training camp, taking another step forward?
Tommy, just consistency. He's done a good job. Those 3 guys, I'm fortunate that those guys are back. Because I don't have to really worry about those guys. I can spend more time with the core guys where I need to, where most of my time needs to be spent. So I'm fortunate to have all those guys back. But Tommy, a little bit more consistency. Bucker, I'm not going to mess with Bucker. He's doing well. His leg strength looks real good right now. He hit 3 over 50 yesterday, had a real good day. He's 100%. So we just got to keep him going in the right direction. And then Winchester just keeps getting better every day, every year, I should say. You know, he's a great cover guy, and he's a good leader for us with the young player.
I know that Coach says he things have changed a little bit. You've been around him a long time. You've coached a long time. How much has Coach changed over the years? How he runs camp, how he approaches.
You know, he's getting a little older. I don't know. He's not getting softer, but he's catching up with the times. You know, I mean, everybody. You know, what's happening now is that the game is changing. You know, it's not as physical as it used to be. You know, we used to have back when we were at Philly together. We used to have the 3. I mean, it was like murder. You couldn't get through like 3 days of full pads. You know, and it was like if you could make it through that, you could make it through anything. You know, that's gone. You know, I had a drill called a star drill. We can't do that anymore, so that's gone. So really, that's the thing that's changed the most is him adapting to the new rules and you know the new ways the players think. They think differently now, and you have to adjust. If you keep being the same, you can't survive in the NFL. You have to change. So his willingness to change.
As a coach, what's your opinion of the Guardian camp?
Yeah, I think it's good right now. I mean, it's I don't know if it's going to teach any better. It's only a couple weeks that we got to wear it, so I think if it prevents 2 or 3 head injuries that you would have had, it's a good thing. You know, because pretty soon they're going to be off and we're going to forget about it.
What was the star drill?
The star drill was a drill we did. It kind of looked like a one-on-one kind of coming at each other, but you know, I could argue against it, but it looked like it was something that they didn't want. Yeah, we were coming at each other at 5 yards, and one guy was a blocker and one guy was trying to get off the block, but there was a little bit of a collision there. And if you watched it on tape from afar, not being at the drill, if you were somebody in the NFL office, boom, it looked like, you know, something. It looked like the Oklahoma drill, and that's something they didn't want. So they just, you're not doing that anymore. So.
We see Coach Reed every day, and we've covered him since 13. Do we forget how special he is and how successful he's been?
Yeah, he's a special guy. I mean, he's so consistent. That's the thing that you know, that's the thing that stands out. That and his attention to detail, and it filters down through all the other coaches. You know, offense, defense, special teams. We're all the same way now, over time. So that's what makes him great.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Dave. Yep.